Sometimes life just gives you a big sword and you have to figure out what to do with it. For Captain Lance, that was an easy decision. Today we're looking at his Spectral Throw Guardian, which uses the massive new blade Rakiata's Dance. Welcome to Build of the Week Season 12. I'm Eben from Grinding Gear Games. Step 1. Take big sword. Step 2. Make it good. Rakiata's Dance is stacked with elemental damage, and a unique mod which treats enemy resists as inverted when hit by the weapon. So, 30% lightning resist on a monster will be treated as negative 30% resist when we hit it. Captain Lance took this opportunity to forgo things like elemental curses and instead invest in other offensive options, which we'll explore soon. Lance has built a Guardian, which might be an unconventional choice for such a character, but it has led him down a path less trodden, allowing him to flex those creative problem-solving skills and showcase some uncommon mechanics. Rakiata's Dance is great, but it has a low base crit chance. It also suffers from relying on lightning damage, which always has a wide numerical range and is therefore unreliable. Fortunately, Lance has a solution. You may notice that this character doesn't have a helmet. Not because we want to gaze on the glorious face of the 2011 Templar at all times, although we totally do. This is in fact because we're using the Dance with Death historic keystone. This keystone prevents the use of the helmet and makes us a little more vulnerable. But it makes both our crit chance and damage lucky. This simply means that crit and damage are rolled twice and the best result is used, kinda like the advantage system in D&D. If you've played that, you nerd. What we end up with is a sword that hits harder almost every time. Captain Lance has gone deeper into this combo by using the Volatility support gem with Spectral Throw. This increases the maximum attack damage of the skill, this number here, and decreases the minimum damage number, this number here. Since the lower range of lightning damage is abysmal anyway, this downside doesn't bother us much at all. The new Guardian Ascendancy helps our damage too. Lance is using Unwavering Crusade for powerful elemental relic buffs. Also, Time of Need provides hefty life regeneration, which we can combo with the Calm Spirit Gloves. This means we can generate Rage passively, and pop Berserk when we need it for extra speed, damage, and defense. The rest of our damage comes from a little investment in elemental damage, projectile damage, and attack speed. Captain Lance notes the build lacks in armor, so he has to make up for it in other creative ways. The Guardian's Sentinel of Radiance intercepts 20% of the damage we take from hits, as long as we remember to cast it. Bastion of Hope provides a beefy bonus to block. Since we have this ascendancy, Lance has decided to lean into block as a defensive layer. The build cleverly employs the Red Nightmare and Green Nightmare unique jewels. These add a chance to block attacks to nodes that give fire resist in a radius, and a chance to suppress spells to nodes that give cold resist in a radius. Lance then combos these jewels with passive tattoos that grant fire and cold resistance. As you can see, the extra block we get from this combo adds up quickly. Earlier, I mentioned that we're using the Calm Spirit Gloves for rage generation. Unfortunately, they also prevent life regeneration. To solve this hole in our defense, Captain Lance uses the Forbidden Flesh and Flame dual combo to grab Pious Path. This ascendancy node lets us use Consecrated Ground to apply our life regeneration numbers to our energy shield. To ensure we have the Consecrated Ground buff on us most of the time, we have to use the Rational Doctrine unique jewel. While it's not the cheapest solution, it's definitely worth it to mitigate pesky damage over time effects. Lastly, Lance uses the tried and true Eternal Damnation and Law Weave combo. Eternal Damnation grants us extra elemental damage reduction based off our Chaos Res, a powerful defensive buff. Usually the amulet would also reduce our max resists, but Law Weave skips that downside by locking our max resists to a good number. Captain Lance has employed a lot of new content in this one. The reworked Guardian, Rakiata's Dance, and passive tattoos. It's a powerful all-rounder, capable of defeating uber bosses, and what it lacks in armor it makes up for in other effective defensive layers. While the build could be modified to use other attack skills, Spectral Throw is a must for obvious reasons. Thanks to Captain Lance for his contribution. Be sure to check out his build video linked in the description. This sword is an absolute unit and needs no reskin, but here's our list of microtransactions that combo well with it. As a side note, you can wear a helmet for fashion purposes, even if it is disabled mechanically. See you next time.